All right, so those are the coexistence. I'm now going to just jump into kind of the migration. And what the migration is, this is really where you want to get high volume. So this next process, you want to figure out, how can I do this as fast as possible? And we've seen, we've seen some companies that have kind of automated this and have done literally thousands of people overnight as part of this bulk migration. And so it's like, how do I get this process and make it go quickly? So the first thing you're going to do in your migration is you're going to bulk activate everybody. So let's say I've got 1,000 people, and I'm going to try and bring these people on over. The first thing I'm going to do is bulk activate them and give them mailboxes. This can be done through the admin console. There's an activate account tab, and it will basically take you to the list where you see all of the users, all of the disabled users. You then can select those users, click on activate, and then it will just take you in and ask you what license you want to give them. So it's a pretty simple process. You've got all, you have all 1,000. You just select the ones that you want. There are some drawbacks to this. The first drawback is we only list 250 people at a time, and so you can't select all of all 1,000. You can only do 250 people at a time. The other problem is that you may not want all 1,000. You may want maybe the first and the third and maybe the fourth and whatever, and so you have to find those people and select them. And so there is some just kind of the workflow of how you do that. I recommend what you do is try activating a few people and see how that works to make sure you understand that. We do have filters, so you can try to filter down to a set of people before you activate them, but that's based on Active Directory attributes, so do look at that. So yeah, question. And I don't have the word, I know, but you can't use a group to activate. No, it's basically like things like department or location and things like that you can filter on, but not based on a group. Now that is something that we're looking at making better, but that is the way it is right now. Yeah, one other question, then I want to get on to the mailbox migration. You can't filter by OU. No, it's just basically the GAL type of attributes. So the next thing you do is after you've activated them, you will get a list of all the users you've activated plus their passwords, and this is where you can capture the passwords. You can also, like I said, you can get an email for each one of these. And so here's where you would capture the passwords, and then you can let them know, let people know, okay, here's what your password is. And so at this point, you need to consider, how am I going to tell the people about my activation? So this is just an example of what happens during the activation. So here the admin goes out to the admin portal. He activates the users. And notice this user that has been activated down at the bottom, user@company.com, he now has been given a mailbox in Microsoft Online. He now at this state has 2 mailboxes. They're both active. And it's very important to understand this because he could be receiving mail in one of those 2 places. And so he doesn't know this, and so you need to, once you've activated them, you want to migrate him and get the mail forwarder on as soon as possible. Otherwise, he could be receiving mail in one place and not realizing that he's been missing it. So once you've activated, you want to get him online as fast as possible. So here's some things to consider while you're activating. Already talked about the 250 limit. Think about how users are going to get onto Microsoft Online. Now that they're active, they need to know, well, what do I need to do? And I'll talk about that a little bit later on. Think about passwords. Again, we've brought that up several times. And also the duplicate mailboxes. Think